So we're here today with, did we go with Lucas or Luke? Yeah,
I hate
Luke.
being called Lucas.
Why is that? Is it too formal?
The only two people that ever called me that were my grandma and my dad. Nobody
Sure.
else in my family called me that, so I got really used to Luke, so I hate being called Lucas.
So I take it back. We're here with Luke, only Luke. You've been a percussionist since you were 5 years old and playing in bands since you were 12. That's a long time. I can't imagine that you started playing this style of music.
No, when I was 5, my mom in first grade got me in a school band, right? So snare, bells, bass drum, timpani, all that stuff, all the way through elementary school. Starting middle school when I was 12, I had a drum teacher that taught me jazz. So I started learning jazz, big band, kind of some bluesy stuff in Chicago. Now the first style I played behind a kit in a band was a Nirvana cover band. So it was grunge at the height of grunge. We were awful, and like we didn't have any equipment. My cymbals were all broken, but I mean that started my love of playing on stages.
Sure. How old were you when you were doing Nirvana grunge?
12.
Yeah,
Like,
12.
It
was that early?
Yep. Nirvana was on MTV. Me and my nerd friends were like, we could do that. We could not do that, not to any level that was respectable, but yeah, we were following whatever was on TV that wasn't, the New Kids on the Block and Britney Spears, all that stuff. We were doing the other stuff, the rock stuff. So we started playing Nirvana covers. Got into high school and started playing pop punk.
Yeah, and you've been with 1876 for about a year, is that right?
A little over a year, yeah.
What projects got you there from the Nirvana days in your pop punk?
I played in a bunch of really bad pop punk bands in high school. I spent 20 years in the Army moving around a lot, so I never really had a drum set with me. A lot of those bands were just like get together and play some covers with some guys that were in my unit or just dudes that were all over. I was at Fort Lewis a lot. Our recreation center had a drum set and some amps and guitars, so we played a lot of just random stuff.
Sure.
Some of the guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Hendrix. For a little while, I had a rapper in my unit, so I'd lay down some hip hop beats. I really enjoy playing hip hop. I know it doesn't seem like that with 1876, but like hip hop's really fun. There's a lot of room to work. So I played whatever I could in the Army. I even played on a deployment. My last deployment to Iraq in 2010, we had a drum set that the chaplain had found for us. So I got to play a little bit there with a couple guys that had a guitar and a bass. And then after I retired in 2022, I'd already been in Los Ocupados, a ska band out of Olympia. We started in 2020, kind of developed things, and then once I retired, I was doing that heavily. I've filled in for other bands like Dirty Tribe. They're a local reggae rock band. I played drums for them a couple times, but that whole journey leading to 1876 was a lot more slower ska, reggae kind of stuff. And by chance, I ended up getting to know Gabe and ended up in 1876 playing punk.
It seems like you've had this attitude of like saying yes to projects as they came up or like filling in. Is that what got your foot in the door?
Yeah. I didn't know 1876 very well. My favorite band is a band called Hans Gruber and the Diehards out of Austin, Texas. They're absolutely insane. They're the best band on the planet. Their sax player, Rosie, was like, hey, I work at a tribal school, a tribal compact school in Washington. She was like, you work at a tribal school. There's this indigenous band doing something that nobody else is doing. You should check them out. That was my first year at school in 2022.
Holy smokes.
I messaged Gabe just out of nowhere and I was like, hey, you're indigenous and you write. I'm an English teacher at an indigenous school. Do you want to come show my kids what their future could look like if they take this seriously? He came to my school. He shared one of his songs with a hand drum on a stage in our auditorium. Talked to my kids about being an indigenous writer and just the indigenous experience and being an artist. And from there, they needed a fill-in drummer for a festival. That was me because my band had played with his band at one point. He saw I could drum. He was like, yeah, why not? And then it just led to we need to fill in.
Yeah.
I played a couple of shows and I fit what they wanted. So it was a natural progression of just getting to know people. And you're not wrong. I say yes to just about everything. If it sucks, it sucks. And if it's good, it's good. And both are fun.
Yeah, even this session today, you raised your hand immediately. You were the first one in when we asked if anyone to do it, and I really admire that attitude. And I think it's like what got you here.
Yeah, if there's a time I can be behind my drum set, I'm gonna say yes to it because this is where I want to be. Out of everything I could do, because I have a lot of interests and a lot of hobbies, this is where I want to be on this throne, hitting things.
I like that a lot. we've never had an Anchor drum kit in here, and they're a smaller builder, especially in turquoise sparkle. It's perfect. Right? It was almost meant to be. You said earlier when we were talking that you bought it from a guy that didn't use it enough, and it's kind of a fun story how it came to you. I think you're the first person I know that bought a drum kit, and then the first time you played it was on stage. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so my last drum kit that I played shows with, local shows, was an SJC Pathfinder. And SJC is a great company. I got one of the older Pathfinders. I really liked it, but I didn't like the shell sizes. I'm not a big fan of a 24-inch kick. I love my Anchor kick, but generally a 24-inch kick's a little bit big. I like a 22-inch kick. But my rack tom was a 12-inch and my floor tom was a 14-inch, and those are too small for what I was doing, especially for 1876. I like the oomph that these bring. The two kits that I'll play, this one and my Ludwig, are larger tom sizes for 1876. So, yeah, I found this dude on Facebook, and he was selling it because he didn't play it, and this is where we're at. I brought it down to Portland. I bought it. I was like, well, I can play my SJC. I know that kit's good, but I'm backlining. I kind of want to play this thing. I brought it to Portland for, I think that was Friendsgiving in November, and out of the box it sounded great because the dude, I don't remember his name. I feel bad that I don't remember his name, but he took really good care of this kit. It was what you said. It sat in its cases because he had a different drum kit that he preferred at home, and this he didn't play enough, so he sold it to me, and I couldn't have been happier. This thing is amazing, and I barely tuned the rack tom. I didn't tune the floor tom at all, and it sounded amazing.
Did it come with the Evans lineup of heads, or is that something you switched to down the road?
Yeah, so the clear tom heads and the calf tone kick heads, I don't like clear drum heads, and I don't generally play calf tones because I don't play jazz and blues, so it's not a style thing for me. I would normally switch these out for coated Emperor heads, but these sound so good that I'm not going to touch them. This is what I'm going to play. Yeah. And I keep going back and forth. If I break one of these heads or if I need to replace them because they're older, I think I might stick with the EC2S's because they sound so good. My snare, my UV1, that's the head I use on all my snares. I think I have one snare that doesn't have a UV1, but that head, I like the crack that it brings. Yeah. I tighten it. I think what the trend is right now for this style, people are loosening up their snares a little bit. I like that crack. We have so much low end with Jake's bass lines, the kick drum and the powwow drum, and a lot of the tom work. I want that crack. I want that high, like hitting you in the face on the twos and fours. So my UV1 gets that done.
Yeah, and I was a little, I don't know, concerns like dramatic, but usually with clear heads, it's like this tubby thing, and we have to do a bunch of stuff to dampen it, but we didn't have to do any of that today. And you have a trick for that? Do you want to talk about it?
Not my trick. I stole it from generations of drummers that were smarter than me. Throw a handful of cotton balls. When you change your heads, throw a handful of cotton balls in there. I think in my rack tom, I've got 3. Yeah. This one, it's got 7, right? Yeah. It deadens the sound enough. It kills the reverb on the resonant head so that it deadens it a little bit. It's not overly done like with a moon gel. It's not the ring that you put on there. It's none of that. It's just a little bit, and it's perfect. It gives it enough ring, enough resonance that you're getting something out of it, but it kills it quick enough that you're not worrying about overtones.
Yeah, I really like that it lets that initial transient through and then chokes it down afterwards. Yeah. And I like that they don't fall off the drum. Yeah. That's about, we all like moon gels and all the alternatives, but it's on a clock. You know, since these are trapped in there, it's like the perfect solution.
Yep. I never have to hunt for them. They're in the drum. And if I change them, I can pull those out. That is the downside of them, if any of you go with this, shake the drum a little bit every once in a while, because they do tend to stick together, and you'll just have, clump up. Yeah, it won't deaden it enough sometimes. I haven't run into that a lot. My Ludwig does it worse because it's a newer kit, but you got to shake the cotton balls around sometimes. But other than that, it's so much easier.
Sure. These, I didn't really talk to you about this earlier, so I'll learn it in real time. Do you have different cymbal sets for different kits, or is this like your go-to set?
This is what I play. Now, if you ask me that a month from now, I'm about to go into an endorsement with TRX cymbals. based on a recommendation from a really good friend of mine. This kit, this cymbal setup, is what I've played for the last 3 or 4 years. I really like the Zildjian crashes. And if you notice on my crashes, I've got a 16-inch and a 17-inch, and the trend right now is bigger cymbals.
Yeah,
people are playing 22 and 23-inch rides, 18 and 19-inch crashes. I still like the sound of a 16. I really like the A's. I could have bought K's instead, but I like the A customs better. These hi-hats I've had since high school. They're Sabian AAX stage hats.
Yeah.
I used to have a stage crash that I broke when I was recording the Los Equipados album because it was just too cold in the studio. But I really like the sound of this setup. What I like about TRX and the reason I'm going with their endorsement is they have cymbals that sound like this. I haven't found a ride that sounds like this K Custom Hybrid anywhere else. My rep from TRX showed me a ride that they make that sounds almost the same. Like, not right on the money, but good enough that I'm like, yeah I want to play that ride. Because I hunted for this cymbal, not this exact cymbal, but this sound. I hunted for that for like 30 years until I found this cymbal, and this has been perfect. But yeah, I like this setup. If I wasn't going into endorsement, I'd keep playing this. But TRX, I want to work them. I like that company. I like what they're doing with their cymbals and how they treat their artists. So
very cool.
Yeah, I don't really change my cymbals. I've got a couple of Chinas. I've got a couple of splashes, but I don't use them for much. You know, those are for separate projects. I'll use a splash for ska. I'll use a China if I'm playing metal, but this is good for punk and any kind of rock.
I think they do cover like a lot of ground in that regard, and your approach of getting a little higher sonically to not like get down in the mud, it's a good move to have like bright, crisp cymbals. It really does fit well.
Yeah, I think the trend is going dark right now, and I don't think that would fit our style at all. I think it would be too earthy then. I need some brightness in our mix.
Yeah, so on the hardware side of things, you have Mape X stands, and you go with a longboard Pearl pedal?
Yeah, my Pearl. So I really like my Pearl pedal. Most people, there's always the Iron Cobras, and I love an Iron Cobra. They are super sexy. They always play smooth. But I run my P930 Pearl. I really like the longboard. I'm not very quick on my kick. It's just not a skill that I've invested a lot of time into. So having a longboard means I can put my foot pretty much anywhere, and if I need quick hits, I can move it. I don't have to be as accurate. It's a longer pedal, and I top it off with a lowboy beater. I use the Leather Daddy. I hate that name, but it gives a lot of rebound, so I get more control on what I'm doing on my kick. But yeah, I really like my Pearl. It's a workhorse. The thing's been beat up, and it still just keeps on going. It's smooth.
Yeah, which is perfect. You're playing a lot of shows. You need that reliability, and you are following a big old powwow drum on your low end, so you don't need that speed really.
Yeah, it's rare that I get to open up on the kick because usually Joe's right there with me. Joe and our other powwow drummers, but Joe's always there. That's the benefit of this band as a drummer, is if I'm ever lost in the mix, if I don't have good monitors, or if I'm just having a bad day and I don't know where I am, I can look right at Joe, and it's like having a conductor who's just on the 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of marching band, where I'd be all the way at the end of the football field, and you can't listen because the trumpets might be at the other end zone.
Sure.
But I could see my conductor, and that's kind of like Joe. If I'm lost, I can look over at Joe and see what he's doing.
Yeah, telegraphing where you need to be.
And it helps a lot. It also helps because after a show, I can be like, hey, what do you think? Because Joe's a drummer. He's a kit drummer just like I am.
Yeah.
This is the first band I've ever been in where most of us are drummers. So I get a lot of feedback, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's usually like everybody plays guitar or something. Drummers are such a premium in this area that it's pretty funny that you all congregated together. Yeah,
I mean, Gabe, it's the old like Beatles trope of like Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm not even the best drummer in 1876 because Gabe's better than I am. But I do play pretty fast, and I'm always accurate. And like you found out today, like I'm prepared when I show up. I'm not that guy that shows up like, hey, can I sleep on your couch? I'm 30 minutes late and I don't have a car. Like I am professional and on time, and I know my stuff.
It was great.
But it's wild. But yeah, I do like following Joe. The quarter notes are fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more about energy than just like wailing a double pedal or something.
Yeah, I don't have to do blast beats.
I think that's all I really have for the kit. Is there anything that you wanted to cover that I missed?
No, I love this drum set.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to show it off more. I don't get to play it enough. We do a lot of backline where we show up and, because we play more festivals than anything.
A lot of out-of-town stuff.
Yeah, and even when we play festivals in Portland, if there's 7 bands, like I'll offer to backline, but most of the time there's a venue kit or there's somebody that's already going to backline because they need something specific. So I don't get to play this enough. But these shows we got coming up, I get to take her out again.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, and I think that's like where this is all heading. You have a run of 3 shows coming up here in Tacoma on August 6th. Right?
Yep.
And then the Shakedown in Bellingham the next day on the 7th. And then you're playing the Washington State History Museum the day after that.
Yep.
It's a pretty diverse set of venues.
It is. That's something 1876 does well. We play anywhere and everywhere to anybody that wants to watch us. And it doesn't matter if it's the same philosophy every band should have. If there's one person there, it's going to be the same show as if there's 1,500 people. We don't back off just because the audience isn't there. The 6th and 7th are with Crime Wave 66. If you don't know them, they're Matt Freeman from Rancid, Not Ivy. It's his new band.
Yeah.
We played with them in Portland a couple months ago, and they are great, and they are the nicest dudes ever. So we were super stoked that they hit us up to play these couple of shows with them.
Very cool.
The History Museum one's going to be cool. The other 2 are nights, Jazz Bones and Shakedown, the regular clubs.
Yeah.
But the one on the 8th is we're at 2:45 in the afternoon. It's us and I think one other band that's after us.
Yeah.
But it's a native market and festival, right? Like, and it's local, so it's a lot of the people that I work with at my school and a lot of the kids from my school. So I get to like see people I know at a show, and that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, especially you guys are reaching a higher profile, so you're like not at home as much when you play. So I bet that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, being able to. Like, I'm here. The rest of the band's not in Portland, but I'm here, so I get to sleep in my own bed most of those nights, and that's going to be
huge.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I don't think folks locally will have chances like this to see you guys very much going forward.
No. Most of our stuff coming up the next few months, we're out of Washington, so I would encourage anybody that's watching this to show up to our shows and say hi, and, you're not going to see us for a little while unless you want to travel.
Yeah, and your most recent release was a single, Indian Eyes, on the 20th of July for the people out here that catch us late. What's next on the horizon release-wise? What should we keep an eye out for?
We've got some stuff we're writing. There's a song we're trying to get out to start playing it live more. It's pretty close to ready. I don't really know what we're doing yet. I don't think anybody does, even Gabe. Gabe's always the one that knows what's up. But, we're talking about starting to record some more stuff and seeing where that goes.
Yeah.
One of the best things about 1876 is we're not doing anything just to like get a name. Like the things we do are genuine. We put out Indian Eyes because it meant something to the band and we wanted people to hear it.
Yeah.
We're not going to like go make a record hoping to get a record deal. We're all DIY. We're not going to put out singles to get notoriety. We're going to put them out because we want people to hear our music.
Very cool. I know that you guys are like on a pretty consistent release schedule just because I can tell that this is something that means a lot to all of you. So I know we'll have something soon. I'm not sure what day this is going to come out, but if you catch it when it drops, you're only a few days away from those shows. Get out there and see these guys.
Yeah, come see us.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch. That's all.
Put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, that is true. And at a history museum is wild. That's the one I would pick.
Yeah. Go to Jazz Bones if you're in Tacoma because it'll be a good one. But the History Museum, if nothing else, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome.
Very cool. That's all I got.